Hello again, guys. It's Gregola Productions here, back again with another episode of the GPWS.
Talk tick, talk tick, talk tick.
Well, now it's almost 12 o'clock and I'm here in the studio. Should I stay or go back home? I don't know what to do. One thing that I know for sure, that girl and I are through. Still hearing tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick.
Talk tick, talk tick, talk tick.
Tick-tock.
Now, today we're starting a series on a very unique clock by Westclox. And yes, this is a Westclox. Some of you probably have never seen this one before. This is one of the harder ones to find. I don't know if it was made in the US. I'm speaking from a Canadian perspective. As the whole series is Canadian, I'm in Canada. All the clocks are Canadian because I'm finding them locally. So I'm not pulling this stuff off eBay. I found this locally at a massive flea market. And I got this for somewhere around either 10, probably I think it was $10 I got this one. So, you know, it's not that bad of a deal, and you can hear it ticking, I think. Maybe a little bit. Maybe you can hear more of the timer in the background, I don't know. Anyways, do you guys know the model name offhand? Well, I'll tell you. This is the Westclox Leland. And for those of you who already know this stuff, this is the same configuration of controls as the travel alarm. And you can see there's a time setting knob that's missing. Don't worry, I have a spare one off of, you guessed it, a parts travel alarm. And I also grabbed the alarm knob, the alarm knob off of there as well. And I can see they didn't even bother to give you, I don't know if this is chrome, I'm not quite sure. They didn't bother to give you any chrome knobs or anything. They just left it brass. It might be, I don't know if it's chrome. I don't know. You have to tell me in the comments what this is. Anyway, you can see if you've been really looking at this, you can see where all the screws are to get this apart. Very interesting model, though. And yes, it is an alarm clock. It's got the travel alarm movement, so yeah, it's got that. So, let's get into it, shall we? Now, I'm guessing this is probably out of the 30s or late 30s, early 40s sometime. We'll find out when we get inside. Although recently I've been finding... Actually, which way should this come off first? I suppose we'll take the base off. Recently I've been finding that some of these aren't equipped with date stamps on the movements, which is really strange. And of course that really screws you up if you're trying to get if you're trying to find the actual exact day, or at least the month. I know on the dollar watches it doesn't give you the exact day. And there's that. I'm not sure what I'm going to use to clean that up yet. I'll have to get some advice on that. Anyways, it's somewhere out of there. So there's our, I think this is nickel plated. You can forget the chrome. There's the nickel plated winding key, which I know the travel alarms do not have. They just have to give you a brass one. So this is a rarer variant. I hate using that word rare because there's so many things are called rare. Is it really rare? I don't know. I found it. You know what I mean? Ooh, these are sprung. This is sprung here. Huh. Quite the design here they give you on these. Let's just get this other one off here. Yeah, it's almost like a piece of spring steel. Oh, it's definitely steel. I'm not sure if that's sprung or not. Very interesting. Throw our screws in there. Oh, that just came off. Front section. I see there's a screw still. Oh, there's a piece of broken glass that just fell out of there. Oh yeah, because this is chipped on this side there. So there's that little piece of chipped glass there. They get rid of that. Nobody needs that. Getting in their hands. It's quite the, I mean, good night trying to find replacements for parts on this clock, eh? Yeah, and I see, is that like rust in there? What is that? I don't know, some kind of corrosion in there. I'm not quite sure. There's a better look at what's going on in there. What do you guys think? And this used to be, well, it somewhat still is. There's red lining in here, or red, I don't know if it's painted red or what. There's red lines in here. These aren't just silver, you know? just to go along with the hands and whatnot. And I can see someone has been in here before because the hands are all scratched up. So that's a direct indicator that someone's been in here, and hopefully they serviced it. They seem to have seem to have lost the alarm knob while they're, or the time setting knob while they're at it. I have to admit that wasn't very bright of them, whoever did that. Okay, we got this, got that out. Yeah, there's no red there. Well, very rarely will you find a, oh, hello. Look kind of funny without the case on it, doesn't it? I kind of think it does. Okay, so there's, you know, you get your main part here, the glass lens and all that. And then you got this piece here. Then you got your main, oh, I'm sorry, this is the, yeah, okay, this is the lens. And then there's this part here. Okay, more little bits of dust and hopefully no dead flies or something in there. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. The dead flies are all going to be in here. That's where all the insects somehow get in. Oh, man. Anyway, we'll clean all this stuff up. Probably not on camera, but I'll show you. Or, well, maybe I won't show you. I'm not really sure. I'm more focused on this here. Isn't that a nice face, viewers? Isn't that great? Look at that. Look at those hands, hey? Dang, this is a nice clock. This is probably one of the ones that is probably more sought after if you can find one. I don't know. I haven't seen too many of these. Actually, what am I talking about? I haven't seen any of these. This is the only one I've seen. That's why I ended up getting it. Now, to avoid screwing up the dial and hands here, as you can see, someone was very carefully ramming at this with a screwdriver. We like to, here at the Gregola HQ here, we've got a different way of doing it. And I learned this off OK Bridges. It does not require a hand remover. It requires some cardboard, which you cut a slit in. I know that one's more ripped. Cut a slit in it, stick it, whoops. Stick it in here, or stick it, oh jeepers, that's brutal. I might have to cut a whole new slit in this. I'm gonna try it one more time. Oh, there we go, okay. Yeah, I gotta cut a new slit in this. Yours won't look as ripped as mine is. So we got our cardboard. Then you just take some plastic wrap or kitchen saran wrap or whatever you want. Some kind of plastic thing there. Stick it on there so the hands don't go flying off. Take a couple of screwdrivers and pop it off. Just like that. There we go. And that should go. I'll put that in the case container there. And I see there's more bits of something going on with this dial here. I don't know. I think there's been either someone scratched this or paint is flaking off. And I'm not, viewers, I'm not quite sure if generally these hands, you know, you can pull them off if they've never been serviced before. If you know what I mean. Generally, they're tighter than that. Like, the only reason I pulled it like I did was because I figured, well, there's a 50-50 chance that the hour hand might just pull off. And there's also a chance it won't, so I don't know. Anyways, viewers, you get the idea. You know how to do it. If you have to pull your hour hand off like that, then you know how to do it. We'll just try with the alarm setting hand. And I see, oh, okay, no, that one's tight. Okay, here's a nice clean slit here. There we go. You can use that, stick it in there, and it might elongate itself a little bit. Oh, it shouldn't do that. Maybe I might have to make it a little bit wider. Okay, made that a little bit wider there. Get that in. There we go. Here with our screwdrivers again, and pop it off. And I see that someone has, I mean, as I've said before, someone has been in here and they've been messing with this because the paint is all scratched up on these hands. So something's awry here. This would have been painted white, but I see whoever's screwdrivers have scratched it back to brass, or just bare brass again. Okay, now you turn the alarm knob backwards to get it to actually come off. There we go. That's identical to the one used on the travel alarm. And I believe this one you take a pair of pliers and you just unscrew it. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes, and I don't know if I'd be a little concerned if it pulled off. Oh, okay, no, it just unscrews. Okay, I thought for a second there, I thought this was a friction fit there, and I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. But no, Westclox has decided to be merciful and actually give you an unscrewable knob. Good stuff. Okay, there's that off. This off. And this off. And now, and I'm not sure how well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Hello! Well, there's the travel alarm movement. For those of you wondering, yes, this is the exact one, as I've said before. And here is our date code. We've got a 3 for March. We've got, wait a minute. I think it's day, month, and then year. So that might be February 3rd. Oh, wait, no, that's March 2nd. Now that I'm thinking of this. Or is it? You know what? Now I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it's day, month, year, but if I'm wrong, it's, yeah. So, okay, so it's March 3rd, 1952. Well, I've completely misdated this. I thought this was a lot older than that, but I find a lot of people tend to screw that up on a lot of different things. Yeah, well, this movement would probably be considered, or this clock would probably be considered more outdated at this time. Because really, this looks easily in style for the 30s or 40s. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's get it out of the, let's get it off the case here, shall we? And if you didn't, whoops, you probably didn't notice, but there's screws around the, oh, where are they at? There's a screw there, whoops, there's a screw over here somewhere. There's one over by the balance wheel, and there's, yeah, so there's a few screws in here to get this out. Okay, we're gonna use one of the dial removal screwdrivers to get these out. Oh, there's one. Wow, these are actually in really not tight at all, and I know you can't really see where they are. I apologize. And I'll put one of the magnetic attachments on just to pick the screws up out of the hole. There we go. Magnetic screwdrivers are a total blessing. Okay, I just decided, since you couldn't even see the screws anyway, I figured I'd just undo them with this screwdriver here. And just as I'm undoing the last one here, the dial completely falls down. And here it is. Oh, dial made in USA. So obviously this was shipped over. Maybe these Lelands weren't really a Canadian thing after all. Who knows? I think this is some sort of, I'm not sure what kind of metal this is, but it's a metal dial, that's for sure. And you can see they gave you the red text, which I like. Okay, well, that you want to keep in good shape, because that's a great looking, this is a great looking clock, guys. Oh, that wasn't smart, was it? Okay, we've got our movement up here now on this plastic thing of, and it really is a thing. I'm not even sure where it came from. But its origins are skewed. But anyway, it makes a great movement holder. And for those of you who have travel alarms, listen up. This is your movement. I'm talking about the most famous Westclox travel alarm, the white one with the Art Deco / streamlined design. You know, that one that's been around since I think it was discontinued in 1974, and then it was introduced in 1938. So it had a long run, much longer than the Leland ever did. So anyway, this is your movement. Now I see there's some kind of, I don't know if it's a paint stain or what that is, but that's in there as well. I don't know. I don't think that was Westclox doing. I think that was whoever owned this before me. Whoever that was. And I don't know if I said it before, but very rarely will you find a clock or watch, guys. And here, what we're going to do is we're just going to take these nuts out. Very rarely will you find a clock / watch guy or a jeweler or whatever. You won't find their names in these generally. Maybe sometimes they might bother to put their name in, but generally they don't. That's just from what I've seen. Okay, let's not hold this. I better not hold this like that, because this is going to come falling off. So, anyway, it's kind of too bad, because you kind of want to know the history of these things, you know? Like, where have they been? I can't exactly check where this one has been through the past 60-something years. Okay, there we go. I see there's some kind of grommet on this as well, or some kind of gasket or something. It's all dried up. I'm not replacing that because I'm never going to find another one like it, so who knows, maybe the travel alarms have those. I don't know. Well, I know the travel alarms have this plate, but I don't know if they have this gasket around there. I'll have to do a series on the travel alarm and check there. Okay, this is the exposed movement, and really it reminds me of a pocket bin, except with more features. Well, viewers, here's the group shot, and you know, we got we've got some of the movement parts. The inner case parts in there. Got all our movement bits over here. I'm just gonna put these in here and get all that over there. And oh, something just went flying out. That was a screw. Don't want to lose that. I don't know if you can even find the replacements for screws. I don't know if all the movements use similar screws or something. I know obviously with the Sphinx there was some screw interchangeability between that and some of the later clocks, but I don't know. Anyways, that's the group shot, and yes, that is the Westclox Leland case disassembly so far. So that's part 1 of our series. Hope you decide to join me in the rest, in the rest of it. But we'll have to go with part 2 next, won't we? So I'll see you guys there.